Hey, Malika Lacey here. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I share information on how to grow your network marketing business online. And I come out with the episode every single week. And this week, what I'll be sharing with you is that when you post to Facebook, what are the do's and don'ts in order to make sure that your post gets seen and people comment and engage and respond to you. So today I'm going to cover the top 5 do's and don'ts when you post to Facebook. But before I get into that, I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory. So when I tell you about these do's and don'ts, they're going to really resonate and you're going to understand why they are do's and don'ts. So there is a lot of Facebook frustrations out there, and I totally understand. I commonly hear people say these things all the time, like, oh, Facebook is dying, no one's seeing my post, nobody's responding to me. You know, I paid for Facebook ads and got nothing, total waste of money. I'm frustrated, I just don't get it. And I hear you. I mean, Facebook has gone through a dramatic change every single year, and it has caused so much confusion and frustration. However, if you take the time to understand, you can really make Facebook work for you. So here's what happened with Facebook, okay? And this is why it caused so much confusion. When Facebook first came out, and so this is 2013 and before, people would put their businesses on Facebook and they would post, and tons of people would connect with them. Everyone was seeing what you're posting. They would comment, they would engage, they would share. Everything was bliss, right? So good for businesses. Then in April 2014, they changed their algorithm and they made it basically so that business pages or advertisements or business-like posts were not seen as much. So it changed from 100% reach to people to 20% reach. So what that means is that if you had a Facebook business page and say you had 1,000 people on your Facebook page, now only 20% of those, so 200 people, not 1,000 people, only 200 people are even eligible to see your post. And so a lot of people got confused because it's not like they announced it or told us any of this information, right? And then Facebook said, well, you know, this is the feedback that we got from our users. They want to see more of their friends and family and less about businesses. However, I feel like maybe they had other things in mind. Like if you notice how you see a lot of Facebook advertisements a lot, they wanted their advertisements to be front and center so that we would have to pay for ads on Facebook. And that businesses weren't getting this 100% reach. So they kind of like teased us in the beginning and made it so like everybody saw everything, and then they kind of took it away from us, right? And so they continued to dramatically make these changes. In January 2015, they changed the algorithm again, and now your reach is 4%. And they added something called overly promotional. And what that means is that when someone posts something and it has a lot of promotional words, so it might say sale or today's special 20% off or act now to get X, Y, and Z, it's considered over promotional or spammy. And so they'll make it so that that particular post is way down in the algorithm, so not a lot of people see it at all. And so then we were seeing about a 4% reach with business pages. And then in February 2017, they even went even more dramatic, where you could even see a 0% reach depending on the content of your post. And they really took into place the overly promotional score. Now, the other thing that they did add, which was a good thing, is relevancy score. So what a relevancy score is that if there's a post and somebody starts to comment on it and like it and share it, then it gets boosted up so that more and more people see it. And if more and more people comment on it, then it'll continue to be seen. And so you can see this really relevant in posts where someone, you know, gets engaged or has a wedding or has a new baby. You notice that that post, when you go to your news feed and you see it, you keep seeing it over and over again for maybe like a couple of weeks, whereas most posts you see it once and then it disappears. And that's because it has like a really high relevancy score, and that helps boost the post up. And then they continue to kind of make this dramatic. And if we look at today, even when you look at your personal pages, they have this kind of like close friends thing, where the people that you interact the most with, they see your post. So there's only like this small amount of people, even on your personal page, that even see what you post on a regular basis, even though you might have all these friends, right? Like if you have, maybe you have like 2,000 or 3,000 friends, but you only see you know, about 50 people, you see those people over and over again, but it's like, well, where are all the other thousands of people that are my friends? I'm not seeing their stuff, right? And so this has to do with Facebook algorithm. And this is what's causing the frustration. So now that you understand what Facebook did in its history and why they did it, let's talk about what we can do to basically hack this algorithm so that people see our post, we get a higher reach, and we get a great relevancy score. So first, let's look at the top 5 Facebook don'ts. So number 1 is don't boost your post. The reason you don't want to boost your post is because when you boost your post from within your business page, it is only boosting it to the people that like your page. It's not an advertisement that goes out to everybody. So you have very limited reach in when you do it. And the algorithm on that particular ad is basically, it is optimizing for people to just see it, not necessarily take action on it. So it's a good way to like burn cash fast and not get any results. So there's no need to ever boost a post. If you want to advertise something, then you should go to your ad manager and do proper protocols for creating an ad on Facebook, okay? Tip number 2 is don't post links. So if you have any kind of outside links, so for example, if you have a blog and you take the URL for the blog and then you post it on Facebook, or maybe there's a YouTube video and you take that YouTube link and you post it on Facebook, that is considered overly promotional by the algorithms. And the reason for that is that Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook. They do not want you to click on a link and then be taken off of Facebook to another page. And so when you post a link, it automatically will not be, that post will not be seen by other people. So you've probably seen that some people do this technique where they write a post and then they just say, you know, look in the first comment for the link. Or they might wait for someone to comment and say, hey, what's the link? And then they provide the links in the comment section so that they can bypass the algorithm, still have the link out there on Facebook, but they didn't actually post a link within Facebook. Now, if you're sharing a live video that is on Facebook or something else that's in Facebook, it doesn't count as overly promotional because that is a Facebook link and they're staying on Facebook. So it's okay to post then. However, other links that are outside of Facebook, you don't want to post those in your post. You want to put them in the comments. The other thing is not using call to action words, right? These are very like salesy things. So if you say, you know, call us, email me, 20% off, you know, buy one, get one free. If you use that type of language, Facebook's going to know immediately, okay, this is a promotion or some kind of sales thing. And so I'm not going to, then your post is basically not going to be seen by anybody, right? And you might have had that experience where you posted something about a sale and then, you know, crickets, like nobody liked it, nobody commented on it, like nothing, right? And this is why. So the other thing that's considered salesy or overly promotional is your pictures. So if you have a lot of text in your pictures, or you have a lot of like branding and products and things like that, that's also considered overly promotional. So if you put text on an image, Facebook can actually read that text within that image. So you need to be mindful of what you put in there. You don't want to put links in there. You don't want to write a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, text should never take up more than 20% of a picture. And so that's the tip there. Or otherwise, you can just not put text in there at all. And so number 5 is basically don't be salesy. And I know it seems like I sort of said that in the other post, but also it just has to do with what people respond to. So if you're not being authentic and you're all of a sudden putting it on your marketing or sales hat and you're talking about, your network marketing company and the product, and you're saying, hey, buy this product because, it has all these benefits and you're going to really love it. It's on sale right now. So, call me to have it. Like, that's so salesy and spammy, and people just do not respond to that on Facebook at all. So just remember, the biggest takeaway here not to do is do not be salesy. So with all that being said, what do we do, right? Like, what actually is going to help you? And so the number one thing is to be authentic. And what I mean by that is be yourself. Don't, talk like you're sending a text message to your best friend or taking a phone call. So you know how maybe you could think about like your spouse or something like that, or just maybe you're like your best friend. When they answer the call and they say, oh, hi, or hello, versus hi, right? Like, right away based on their tone who they might be talking to. And this is what I'm talking about as far as being authentic. So you want to not all of a sudden make these words that you would never say out of your mouth. Like, that's not the way you talk. It just sounds very forced and fabricated and very formal. And those are the type of things on social media that just people don't respond to. But if you're authentic by just acting like you're having a normal conversation with a friend, then that is what really people resonate with. And a great tip is you can basically try to think about talking to your target audience. So, if you are in network marketing and you're selling essential oils, for example, your target audience might be, let's say, moms with young kids, right? I can relate to that, of course. And so if you're talking to moms with young kids, then you would basically think, okay, what would I say to this mom that has this kid? And you can verbally just talk it out loud and pretend like you're having a conversation with someone. And those are the type of words that then you should translate into the post that you're posting. And a great format to follow always, which is tip number 3, is hook, story, offer. This is what converts every single time. So whether you're sending an email, posting on Facebook, sending a text message, sending a direct message, whatever you're doing, if you stick to hook, story, offer, you really cannot go wrong. And so let me give you an example of this. Let's stick with the essential oils example, okay? So, and let's think about moms. All right. So here's what not to do. So I could write a post and just say, oh, hey, I really love doTERRA lavender oil. I use it on my daughter when she goes to sleep. It's really great for sleeping. It relaxes you, and then you can sleep through the night. And if anybody wants some, then, give me a comment below or direct message me, right? And then maybe I post a picture of the actual lavender oil from doTERRA, right? So this is what not to do. So those are like all the things you shouldn't do, right? So if I post that, I'm most likely not going to get a lot of people to respond to it. First is, let me start with the hook. So a hook would be something that sort of like gets somebody's attention. It's just like a quick one-liner. So I might say, there's nothing better than when your kids sleep through the night, right? Now, if I'm a mom and I got young kids, then this is going to get my attention, because there really is nothing better than when your kids sleep through the night, right? Heaven, absolute heaven. And then I'd go into the story and I'd say, You know what? I'll never forget when my daughter was a toddler, and we were in this 2-bedroom apartment, and we all lived together, and we put her down for bed. And me and my husband always like get ready, like, okay, we're gonna put her down to bed. Here's the strategy. We would put her in her bath, and we would get her all nice and cozy, and we would brush her teeth, we'd read her a book, we put on a little night light, we would kiss her goodnight and tuck her in, and then we would close the door, and then we would tiptoe so silently into the living room. And we were thinking, okay, now we have a little bit of peace, we can watch our show. And we had bought in these like headphones that you could put on, so the sound, you couldn't hear the sound of the TV, it was completely silent in the house. And we'd do that, and then we would put on our show, finally sit down and relax for the night. And then 5 minutes later, we would hear a noise, and we'd look over, and there would be our little daughter standing in the hallway, awake. And then we're like, oh no, and we'd have to pause our show and like go get her, and then tuck her back in and kiss her and talk to her, and this would go on and on and on. And so then finally we're like, what can we do? And we thought, you know what? I think let's try essential oils. We've tried everything else, but we haven't tried those for bed. And so we looked up what we could use for her, and we had a game plan. And that night we put it on the bottom of her feet, and we kissed her goodnight, and we went out to the living room, and she stayed in her bed the entire night. It was amazing. So any of you moms out there, if you want to try this, then hit me up below, right? You can see how, and then I would post a picture of me and my daughter like having fun or smiling or being cute. So you can imagine how different these two things are, and what would get people to like actually read and respond to this story, and how they would connect with it, versus the other posts that I post, what the first one that I did. So this is the beauty or the strategy of hook, story, offer. And it can be short, it can be long, but if you follow this format, you're going to get the best results. Okay. And then, like I said, tip number 4 is you want to use lifestyle pictures. So pictures where you don't put text in them at all. Those are going to do the best with the algorithm, and they're going to come up. In fact, the algorithm really loves baby pictures. It really loves pet pictures. So if you have a dog, if you're a dog person, get a picture of you with your dog in there. If you have a baby, get your baby in there. Right? So if you got a cat, if you're a cat person, get your cat in there. Pets and babies, guys. That's what Facebook likes. That's the pictures that are going to be seen. And the other thing that Facebook really, really loves is going live. So going live doesn't have to be a big production. It literally can be 60 seconds. You just press that going live button, look into your phone, say a couple words that you want to say, really connect with your audience. Of course, you can use that hook, story, offer. That's a great way every single time you go live. If you want to connect with your audience and what you're trying to get out there, then go live, give a hook, tell a story, let them know to contact you. All right. So in summary, top takeaways: tell more stories, don't be salesy, try to avoid external links, and try to cultivate engagement. And if you stick with this, you're going to find a huge difference in your post. People are going to be commenting, people are going to be connecting with you, and you're going to be a lot less frustrated. So thank you for being here. That's all I have for today. Next week, what I'd like to share with you is going over what a Facebook personal page is versus a business page versus a group, and when you should use these different things and how you should use these different things within your network marketing company. Within your network marketing business. That's what I meant to say. Okay. I hope everyone is doing well and is healthy and happy, and I will connect with you guys again very soon.